Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how I set up my FL Studio projects for multiple artists. Let's say that I've booked a studio session with some artists way in advance. You want to always ideally set up the project way in advance, like at least a day before or a few hours before, or just any time before the artists arrive, okay? Let's say, for example, today we have 3 artists because I've been making a lot of videos lately with like multiple artists, and usually it's like 3 artists. Okay, so what I do in FL Studio, of course, I have the beat ready. So for example, I bring in the beats. That's one of the first things I do. I kind of just sync up the tempo of the beats. So let me play this beat quickly, then I'll sync up the tempo and I'll show you how I do that, and then after I'll go to the mixer and then show you everything else.
Hussein.
Okay, so this beat here, what I usually do is the intro, like say for example you just get a beat online, right? Usually what I do, I cut off this bit here because that tail is just like it doesn't actually start there. Okay, double click the beat, detect tempo, usually because I know this is within the tempo range of at least 100 to 200, so I'll select something like that and then just let it test the thing. So it says 139.994, so we're gonna sync it to just 140. So the tempo is already set. Okay, let's play with the tempo now with the metronome to actually see if it works. And that's close enough for now. Okay, what you could also do if you really want it to be precise, you go to audio settings and then you go, where is it? You go to where it says time base here, and after you increase the time base. Okay, so what it's going to do is that the resolution or the quality of when you zoom in is going to be much greater so that you can actually get things precise. Okay, let's say for example you do that and everything's synced up, right? What I usually now tend to do is actually go to the mixer. So let's say I'm on the mixer now, and of course the way I like to kind of set up everything just generally in FL Studio is quite simple. I like to have the beats, the vocal bust, lead vocals, vocal dubs, ad-libs, etc. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is channel 1, let's just route the beat into the mixer channel here. We're going to push it over to Alt left so that we bring it into mixer channel 1 here. Okay, the next one, insert 2, we're going to rename that as Vox Bus, and after we're going to give it a color as well, so we're going to give it like a red color. That's how I usually always do things. Save it, select it. Next one is the lead vocal. Okay, so rename this lead vox, and then let's color that blue. Okay, let's give it this blue color. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. This one vox dubs, and give it the same color. You can color anything you want, to be fair, but I like to do it this way. Okay, and then I also have the ad libs, which I'm gonna color that blue as well. Enter. Okay, so those are the main things. We're gonna highlight each of these. So Control Shift each of them, and then right click, route to the track only. So all of this is going to be routed there. And now you're probably thinking, how about the different artists you're going to have? Okay, and so what I usually do is like number 6, 7, 8. Let's say I have 3 artists, so I'm going to name this one artist 1, and then I'm going to give it a different color. Let's give it like this type of orange color. Okay, and after I'm going to route artist 1 into the lead vox. Okay, and after I'm also going to press file, save as, drag this here, do the same thing here. So then all I need to do is rename this to artist 2, or whatever the artist name is. Okay, after I've done that, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to route all of this into lead vox. Okay, this is going to be the lead vocals of the artist, and what I usually tend to do is the vocal dubs. All the artists tend to record their vocals through the vocal dubs, and I find it easier this way because you will need to actually add a different type of EQ or compression, or even different type of effects for each artist. This is why I do it this way. Of course, there's other ways, there's better ways, there's probably even a better way that works for you, but this is what works for me, and this is what I've been doing in my videos as of late. Okay, so then I just have artist 1, artist 2, artist 3, and that's as simple as I put it. Okay, and of course you can create your sends here, for example reverb and delay, but I tend not to create a delay bus here, but you can create like a reverb one, and then let's color this type of blue here. Okay, and that's just routed into the master. Okay, if you wanted to do another delay just for the sake of creating one, let's do that here. Okay, and then those are routed there, and then you put like a reverb and delay there. Then what you could do, if you wanted, for example, a bits of reverb from the artist 1, artist 2, artist 3 into the reverb, or more delay on each artist's voice, then you can kind of do that by pressing whichever artist it is, routing it and decreasing it like that. Okay, I'll show you more examples after, but let's pretend these ones are not here. Okay, so essentially that's how I'll set it up. Okay, and now the beat, if we play the beat again, okay, so that's the mixer setup. Okay, now There's other ways. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't do it this way. Is actually making sure this kind of correlates here on the playlist itself, and it works. It's I do it because sometimes, most of the time, because it actually brings about organization, and I like how it kind of replicates Logic Pro and Pro Tools system or structure. Okay, so to do that, what I tend to do sometimes is have like a recording track. So you can press right click. Actually, don't right click it. Make a recording track. Let's say this insert 9 is the recording track. Okay, we're gonna rename this recording or just rec. Okay, to indicate it's a recording track. We can even color it, but let's just leave it at that. Okay, so let's just say this is recording track. Okay, then of course you put insert 1, insert 2, whatever the insert is. Okay, after we've done that, essentially what you want to do is go to track 2. I tend to go to where it says track mode, audio track, and then record. Okay, then every time I record, I just press R. Okay, and then R enables this button here. So you can press right, you can actually click it and then press audio into the playlist as audio clip, or you can just press R. Okay, make sure this is armed for recording, and after every time you press R, it'll start recording like this, just like this. And after you just press spacebar. Okay, that's one of the things I do, and then press R again to disable the recording. Okay, and every time, for example, like let's say you do double takes. Okay, let's say you do double takes on that recording there. So I'm gonna record now. Okay, you see it's recording. And let's say, for example, the artist messed up and still wanted to keep that take there. Just press record again. Just press spacebar, and it will create a new track here, just like this. You see? And the thing about this way is it's beautiful because it creates a track underneath, so it kind of groups it like that. Okay, so I want to disable for armed just recording. Then of course, before you do all of this, you want to kind of do the other steps, what I'm going to show you now. So the other steps now would be to kind of create let's say artist 1, artist 2, artist 3, and the vocal dubs and ad-libs. Okay, sometimes I create multiple ad-libs tracks here, just because sometimes if the artist records overlaps, then I'll create vox dubs 2, and then after, what I'll do is I'll show you. I can kind of just do the artist 1, artist 2. Okay, so I'm going to kind of skip number 4 for now, just go to number 5 here. Actually, let's go to number 4. Press track mode, audio track, artist 1. Okay, that's artist 1 there. Track mode, let's do the same thing for artist 2. Okay, and every time, let me just kind of show you. Let me finish this first. Artist 3. Okay, so now let's say every time we record on this bit here, we're just going to drag it down. So right now, this right here is rooted into the track 9. Okay, we can see this track 9 is right here. Let me kind of make sure this doesn't move out the way. Okay, so track 9 is right here. So every time, if we remove this now, let's color this a different color so that I can actually show you what I'm talking about. Okay, pink. So when I move this now, because right now this is track 9 essentially. When I move, yeah, see it's linked to mix check. If you look up here, links to mix track 9. So when I move this to artist 1, it's going to automatically move to artist 1 here. So I don't need to double click, change it up here, and that's kind of long sometimes. Okay, so I'm just going to move it to here. Of course, now I've clicked on it, track 6. Okay, of course you want to be doing it whilst you're in bar mode, so it doesn't go off beat. And if I can do the same thing to this one here, so if it's here as well, it's rooted to track 9 like that. Okay, if I do it here, rooted to track 7. That's the beauty about doing it that way. Then after the vocal dubs, track mode, audio track, vox dubs, and track mode, ad-libs. Okay, that's the simplest way to do it. And after, of course, you can delete this one here if you don't need it anymore. That's one thing I like about it. If it creates multiple, you can delete it. Okay, and that's essentially what I do if I was to record with multiple artists. Sometimes I don't do this route of actually recording it like this. Sometimes it's super helpful. You've probably seen in my other videos as well, me doing it both ways. I think any way that works best for you, anything that kind of shows that, okay, this is the easiest route for me to take, this is the most effective and most efficient route, then do whatever works best for you. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of show you, if you were to create like a multiple vocal dubs, what essentially I do is kind of just go to the mixer itself, right, and then just kind of make space here, highlight everything, and then just kind of alt right. So let me do that again to show you what I actually pressed. So I press Control Shift and just highlight everything literally beyond this one. Alt right, right arrow, alt right. Then create another vox dub, so I can just press File, Save As, Mix Tracks, and just drag it over to here. And I just rename that vox dubs 2. Okay, and then of course I'm gonna route that into the vox bus here. Okay, or the simplest way to actually do that, instead of routing it to the vox bus 2, is route vox dubs 2 into the vox dubs itself. Okay, so this is basically this into this, and let's say you used to have another one now. Okay, let's just color it slightly different, like off off blue, so that we know, okay, this is just a, actually no, let's do it a completely different color, different type of blue, okay? And let's create another Vox Dubs 2, okay? This is 2, so that way, for example, the Vox Dubs is the actual bus itself, and these are the individual channel tracks, right? Kind of replicating this artist 1, artist 2 thing here. So files, save as mixer track, and drag it over here, rename this 3, or it can be like take 3, take 2, and these 2 here I'm going to be routed into Vox Dubs, okay? So now if we're to go here, track audio track, Vox Dubs 2, do the same thing as well, audio track, Vox Dubs 3, okay? And then let's move this onto the top, move up, and essentially we now basically we can have one vocal here, one vocal here, essentially, whether, regardless if it's here, so you have 3 opportunities for people to actually record, yeah, regardless if it's wherever it is, it's going to be going to the Vox Dubs, okay? Ideally, we don't necessarily need this one here is where we actually apply the effects, so we can kind of make this small here, okay? And then we can do something, same thing as well. But if I was to move this down here as well, Vox Dubs, you see that if I play it, or not play it because there's no audio, Vox Dubs 2, and that's essentially be routed to the Vox Dubs here, okay? So in essence, that's how I kind of, if I was to route something quickly, that's how I do it. Then this is the track. As soon as the artists come inside the booth, we have something at least ready to go. We can just press record and whatnot. So make sure that at least if you're going to be accepting clients and whatnot, make sure that you at least try and get the beats ready beforehand. And then what I usually do is just press file and then save as, or Control S, Control Shift S. Save this as, if there's multiple beats, just save this project as multiple things. Then go about doing what you need to do. What I mean by that. But what I mean by is that go about doing what you kind of just save multiple versions and then have to apply the beats into the same thing, okay? So this one here could be, I need to also do this track mode, audio track, beats, okay? That's essentially it, okay? Yeah, so that's that there. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next video. But also, if you guys want this preset or this project, I will be providing this project on my website. It will be for free. So all you need to do is bring it in, save it as something else again, so you don't overwrite the template. Essentially, all it is a template, so that if you want to record, all you need to do is make sure to just press insert 1, artist 2, artist 3, and then if you don't have 3 artists, then just delete this. Then if you guys want me to make one with multiple artists, so that's easier for you, then let me know in the comments. But I'll be making this available for you guys for free. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.